Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are well. So today I am going to start your next exercise, exercise 14.4. So dear student, in my previous video I had completed your 14.1 and 14.2 exercise of factorization. And I had also explained in my previous video in 14.2 exercise the method of grouping. Means how we can find the factors of the algebraic expression by grouping method. I had also explained this one in my previous video. So those students who has not seen that video, they must see the video to understand the concept of factorization. So today I am going to start this 14.4 exercise. Okay, I am leaving its 14.3 exercise and other exercises. Why? Because of for this session your 14.1, 14.2 and this 14.4 are only in your syllabus. So for this session you have to do the practice of 14.1, 14.2 and this 14.4 exercise only. So let's start this exercise and watch this video carefully because of this exercise is also very important. Okay, now see, the first sum is given, this is x square plus 5x plus 6. Okay, now you have to understand also that which kind of algebraic expressions we are going to solve under this exercise. So here you can see this polynomial is given to us. You can see the degree of the polynomial in this case is 2. So means you can see the highest power of the polynomial is called its degree, as I had already explained in my previous videos. In the 11.1st exercise I had already explained all these things. Okay, now you can see under this exercise 14.4 we are going to solve those polynomials whose degree is 2. In all sums which we are going to solve under this exercise, in all these cases this kind of polynomial is given to us. You can see x square plus 5x plus 6 means you can see here the power is 2, then the power of the variable is 1 and then the power is 0. Of course the constant term has a variable whose power is 0. So in this case you can see those polynomials whose degrees 2 are given to us and we have to factorize these kind of polynomials. So I hope this is clear to you. All the sums are of same type which are given in this 14.4 exercise. Okay, now the question is how we can solve that, how we can find the factorization of these kind of polynomials. So you have to watch this video carefully because of it is very important. Again, in this case, even in this exercise we will apply the same method, the method of grouping, which I had already explained in your 14.2 exercise. Okay, I had also explained in that video that when we are going to apply the method of grouping, means factorization by grouping, that time the number of terms in the polynomial should be an even number. Okay, in the previous cases in 14.2 exercise the number of terms in each case was an even number, means the number of terms that time 4. So here you can see, as I had told you that I am going to apply again the factorization by grouping method in this case also, but here you can see the number of terms 1, 2 and 3. So here you can see only number of terms are here 3, so 3 is an odd number. So how we can apply here that method which we are already applied in 14.2 exercise, because of the number of terms here 3 is an odd number. So the method of factorization by grouping is only applicable when the number of terms are 4, means the number of terms are even. So now it means we have to make this polynomial in 4 terms. How? You can see we have to split this one, means we have to split this term, the term whose variable power is 1, only this much we have to split this. How we can split? You can see here is a 5x, means we have to split this 5x into 2 terms, means then the number of terms became 4. Of course then the number of terms became even number, then we can apply factorization by grouping method. Okay, this is also very important, that how we can split this 5x. So you have to watch this video carefully and you have to understand the condition, because of this first step is very important. Only we have to solve this first step, because of the other steps are same which we had already solved in our previous exercise in 14.2 exercise. Okay, now see that how we can split this 5x into 2 terms. First of all, before explaining the condition that how we can split this 5x, you can also do a one step in your rough work. Which step is this? You can see also this constant term. Here you can see this is 6 is a constant term, plus 6 is a constant term, and also the coefficient of x square also. You can see what is the coefficient. Coefficient means its numerical value. Here you can see no any values here, it means it is already understood. Here is a value of 1. If the value of 1 is here, then we don't need to consider this one. Then you can take only this constant value. Here you can see constant value is 6. You have to do the factors of this constant term 6. We know that what are the factors of 6. You can easily write down like this. 2 3 is 6. Of course, the factor of 6 we have to solve here. In your rough work, you can do this step. And you can also multiply 1 here also. Why? Because of we know that 1 is the factor of all the digits in the mathematics. So you can see here I made the factors of 6. It is 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. 3 to the 6, 6 1 the 6. So like this way we can do the factorization of this 6. So this first step you have to do. Okay, now what is the use of this step? I will also explain you. So okay, now you can see here this 5x is given to us. As I already told you, we have to split this 5x into two parts. Okay, now see that what is the condition that we have to follow. So see carefully, this is a very important condition. First of all, you have to see this sign. Of course, the sign of a constant term. You can see here the sign is of plus, means the sign is of addition here. Plus sign is here. It means we have to split this 5x into two parts such that the sum of these two parts should be equal to 5x and the multiplication of these two parts should be equal to 6. Okay, listen carefully again. If there is a plus sign, then we have to split this 5x into two terms such that the sum of these two terms should be equal to 5x. If there is a minus sign is here, then we have to split this 5x in such a way that the subtraction of these two terms should be equal to 5. Of course, then the multiplication should be equal to 6. So it means only this sign decides that either we have to add the terms or we have to subtract the terms. Means we have to decide that if plus sign is here, then we have to split this 5x into two terms such that the sum of these two terms should be equal to 5. If here is a sign of minus here, then we have to subtract the terms. Means then we have to split the terms of 5x in such a way that the subtraction of these two terms should be equal to 5x. But in both cases, the multiplication should be equal to 6. So okay, let's solve this sum. Condition I had already explained you that how we can split this 5x, what is the condition that we have to satisfy. Okay, that how we can find that two terms. As I already told you, first of all we have to do the factorization of this constant term. I already find the factors. So these factors can help us to find that two values. So through these factors we can find that two values. Okay, now you can see here in your rough work you have to do this one. You can make the group also here only in your rough work. We know that if we are multiplying 2 into 1, then it will become 2, and of course this term is 3 is left here. Okay, so now you can see only with the help of these factors we can easily find the splitted values of this 5x. How you can see here 2 and 3 we got by doing the factorization. Now you can see if I plus this 2 with this 3, then 3 plus 2 will become 5, and also the multiplication of this 3 into 2 will become 6. So in this way we can easily find the values. Means now you can see these 2 and 3 both values are satisfying the condition. Means I already explained you, if there is a plus sign, then we have to split this 5x into two parts in such a way that the sum of these two terms should be equal to 5x. Okay, now you can see 3 plus 2 will become 5. So in this way we had separated this 5x into two parts, 2 and 3. And I also told you that the multiplication of these two terms should be equal to 6. You can see also here 3 to the 6. So in this way, by doing the factorization, we can easily find the values. Okay, now the next step is, then you have to write down here x square, then this plus, and then you can write down this 2. Not only 2, because of the variable x is also here, then you can write down here 2x, and then plus, and then this 3x. So in this way we can split this 5x into two parts, 2x plus 3x. Of course 3 plus 2 is 5x, and also I already told you that 3 to the 6. So write down 6 here as it is. So only you have to write down this 5x into two parts, 2x plus 3x. So okay, now you can hear the number of terms are 4. So we can make the groups. This is the first group and this is the second group. And now I had already explained in my previous video that how we can solve. We have to solve this group and this group separately, then we can find the factorization. Okay, now how can we solve? First of all, we have to make the factors of this group, x into x, then plus 2 multiplied by x, and also we have to make the factors of this group also. It will become 3 into x, and then plus 6 is 3 into 2, 3 to the 6. So in this way we can make the factors of the first group and also the factors of second group. Then we have to solve this group separately and then this group separately also. Then mark the common terms like this. So you can see x is common here, take x outside of the bracket and x, and plus this 2 is left only in the bracket, and then plus sign is as it is here. So you can see 3 is common in this case also. So take this 3 outside of the bracket and this x plus 2 is left inside the bracket. Okay, I already told you in my previous video that when we are reaching to this step, that time this bracket and this bracket should be same. So you can see here these two brackets are same. So it means we had selected the proper groups and also we had separated this 5x in a correct way. So now you can see this x plus 2 and x plus 2 is common. So take x plus 2 common outside of the bracket, and now you can see this x and then this plus this 3 is inside the bracket. So these are the factors of this algebraic expression. So okay, now see its second sum. You can see its second sum is x square minus x minus 6. So even in this case, first of all we have to do the factorization of 6. Here you can see 6 is here. So again the same factors we can make like this. We know that 3 to the 6, 6 1s are 6. So like this way we can make the factor of this 6. Okay, now you can see here is a sign of minus is here. So you can see here is the sign of constant term is minus here. So now in this time we have to split this term in such a way that the subtraction of these two terms should be is equal to 1. Of course here is no any term is, so it means here is a 1. So we have to split this 6 into two parts in such a way that the subtraction of these two parts should be is equal to 1, and of course the multiplication should be is equal to this minus 6. Now you can see how we can solve. Again we can find the values with the help of these factors. So you don't need to think much about the values, that which values we can take. With the help of these factors we can easily find those values. Okay, now you can see first of all again we have to, now this time we have to subtract the terms to get this 1, this minus 1 also. And don't forget the signs. Signs are very important here. While solving I will also clear you about the sign, that how we can take the signs of these two terms. Now first thing is very clear to us, we have to subtract the term. Again we can take this multiplication of this 2 into 1 as a one group. You can see 2 1s are 2 here, and this of course 3 is here. So you can see we know that if I am subtracting 3 minus 2 then it will become 1. So it means our condition is satisfied, the subtraction of these two terms is equal to 1, and also the multiplication 3 into 2 is 6. So both conditions are satisfied. Even in this case with the help of these factors we can again easily find the values. But the thing is here we have to take care of the signs also. So you can see here is a minus sign. It means we have to take this 3 is of minus sign and this is of plus sign. Why? Because of, if I am writing this sum like this way, then you can see this minus 3 then plus 2. Plus minus is minus, so larger term is 3. 3 has a negative sign, so it will become minus 1. So like this way we have to take care of the signs also, that the sign should be satisfied also. It means this minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1, and also you can take this minus 3 and multiply this plus 2, then you can see then plus minus is minus 3 to the 6. So okay, now you can see by putting these signs easily we can find the values, and also the signs of the terms are satisfying here. How you can see, if I am subtracting this minus 3 and if I am adding this minus 3 and plus 2, then plus minus is minus 3, minus 2 will become minus 1, and of course the multiplication of this minus 3 and this plus 2 plus minus is minus, then 3 to the 6. So like this way we can split this term x. So with the help of these factors. So now you can write down here, it will become x square, and of course this is minus 3x, then plus 2x, and then this minus 6. And now you can do the same steps. This is the first group and this is the second group. Then solve these groups separately. Okay, now this will become x into x, then minus 3 into x, and of course this plus 2 into x minus 3 to the 6. So like this way we do the factors and mark the common terms and take the common term outside. It will become x minus 3, and this plus is here, then this 2 is also common, and of course this x minus 3. So okay, now you can see this x minus 3 and x minus 3 both are same. So take this x minus 3 common also. So now you can see this x and then this plus 2 is inside the bracket. So these are the factors of this algebraic expression. So I hope this is clear to you. You have to take care of the signs also. So only with the help of these factors we can easily find the values. We have to do the steps like this way, which I had also solved here. So with the help of these steps you can easily split this term. So okay, now see its third sum. You can see here it is a square plus 10a plus 16. Okay, now here is a sign of plus. So it means now we have to split this 10a in such a way that the sum of these two terms should be is equal to 10 and the multiplication of these two terms should be is equal to 16. So you can do the factors of this 16 in this way. You can know that how we can find the factors. So basically the factors are 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So like this way I do the factors of this 16. So okay, now we have to think that how we can make the two values from these two factors, that the sum of these two values should be is equal to 10 and the multiplication of these two values should be is equal to 16. So we can take these three values 2 into 2 into 2 in a first group and this 2 into the second group. Why I am taking these three values in the first group? You can see 2 into 2 into 2 is 8 and of course this 2 is here. So you can see now we can easily find that the values, you can see this 8 plus 2 is 10. Now you can see if I will add this 8 plus 2, then it will become 8 plus 2 is 10 and of course 8 multiplied by 2 will become 16. So here we have to think only from these factors. Listen carefully when we are making the factors. Then we have to think only from these factors, that how many values should we take in the first group and how many values should we take into the second group, that the values after making the groups shall satisfying this condition, that the sum of these two values should be is equal to 10 and the multiplication of these two values should be is equal to 16. So okay, I already took this 2 into 2 into 2 in the first group. I made a single value by multiplying these three factors. 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. So I got this first value by multiplying these first three factors and only this 2 I am taking into the second term. Now you can see 8 plus 2 is 10 and the multiplication of 8 and 2 is 16. So now we already separated this 10a like this way. So the next step is very easy. Simply you have to write down this a square and then this 8a and of course this 2a and plus 16. And now we made this first group and this second group, and now we have to solve this first group and the second group separately. How we can make the factors of this 8a? Because of only in the first group 8 is not common here, so you can directly write this 8a, and in the second group this 2 multiplied by a plus, how we can make the factor, this a to the 16. So like this way I do the factors. So okay, now take the common term, a is common, so now this one a plus 8 is here and then plus sign as it is. 2 is common in this case, of course, then a plus 8 is here. Now you can see a plus 8 is common, so take this a plus 8 outside of the term, and now you can see here is a plus 2 is inside the bracket. So like this way I find the factors of this algebraic expression. So I hope this is clear to you. It is also very simple. So here you can see the fourth sum. Here is x square minus 5x plus 6 is given to us. Again we have to do the factors of this 6. We can do the factors of 6 like this, because we know that 3 to the 6, 6 1 to 6. So like this way we can do the factors of this 6. So now again it is very simple sum, but we have to take care of the signs here also. Because of here is a plus sign, it means we have to add the terms, means the addition of the terms should be is equal to this 5x, but it should be is equal to minus 5x. How we can then set the terms? So see, again from these three factors, first of all we can take the values. Now you can see plus sign is here, so we have to add the terms to get this 5x, means to get this 5. So you can make these two terms in the first group and this term in the second group. So because you can see now 2 1s are 2 and then this 3 is alone here. So now we got these two terms 2 and 3, and plus of these two terms 3 plus 2 is 5 and the multiplication of 3 into 2 is 6. But now you can see here is a minus sign and we have to take care of this sign also. We have to arrange the terms in this way. So in this way we can take both terms of minus sign. Why? Because of minus is plus, it means we have to add the terms, and then after adding the terms you can see this is minus 3 minus 2 minus plus 3 plus 2 is 5, and also the larger term has a minus sign, so we have to write down this minus sign here. So of course now you can see sign is also satisfied. So although here is a minus sign is here, but we had do the addition of the terms. We had did the addition of the terms. 3 plus 2 is 5. But minus 3 into minus 2 will become minus 5. Minus 3 minus 2 minus minus plus 3 into 2 is 3 plus 2 is minus 5. Now the next thing we have to see that these two terms are satisfying the second condition also. See this one. Now you can see we have to multiply this minus 2 with minus 3. Now you can see this minus minus is plus 3 to the 6. So like this way, after multiplication minus minus is plus 3 to the 6. So this minus 5, these two terms are satisfying this minus 5 also. The addition of these two terms is equal to minus 5, and also the multiplication is these two terms is plus 6. So like this way we can find the terms. Okay, now the next step is very easy. Write on this x square, and of course this minus 3x, and then this minus 2x, and of course then this plus 6 as it is. Okay, this is the first group and this is the second group. Do the factors. X into x minus 3 into x, then minus as it is 2 into x, and then plus, how we can do the factors of 6? 3 into 2 is 6. Okay, now solve these groups separately. This x, take this x common, then x minus 3 is here. So okay, now again you can see in my previous video I had explained you in a detail that if there is a minus sign is here, then this 2 is also common, then we have to take this minus also along with this common term. So write down this minus 2 here. So minus 2 I had already taken here. Here will become x is left only. And now you can see I already explained you, when I am taking minus sign common here, then we have to change this sign also. Here is a plus sign, we have to make this minus. And of course 3 is left. So okay, now you can see this, these two values, these two brackets are same. So take these two brackets common. So this x minus 2 is left inside the bracket. So this is the answer. I hope this is clear to you. So okay, let's start its fifth sum. You can see here it is a square minus 12a plus 32 is given to us. Okay, now I already made the factors by doing the prime factorization. We know that how we can solve this factorization. So I got these factors, these 5 factors, and also I written here 1 because of I already explained 1 is the factor of all the terms. So you can write down 1 here also. So okay, now first of all see here is a sign of plus. It means we have to now add the terms. It means we have to split this 12 away in this way such that the sum of the minus 12 away should be equal to 12. Means the plus of those values should be equal to 12 because of here is a sign of plus. So now you can see, of course then the multiplication should be equal to 32. Now we have to take care of the sign also, but first of all see the values. Means we have to find the addition of the values. Here is a sign of plus. We have to split this 12 away into 2 terms. Means the sum of that 2 terms should be equal to this 12. Then we will take care of the sign also. Okay, I already, as explained, I had made the factors. So now you can see with the help of these factors we can find the values, the splitted values of this 12a. So we have to think now that how many terms we should take into the first group. Means how many terms we should multiply to take the first term, and how many terms we should multiply to take the second term. This much we have to think now. Okay, now if we take these 3 values in the first group, you can see 2 into 2 into 2 is become 8, and of course these 3 values into the second group, then 2 into 2 is 4, 4 ones are 4. So if like this way, if we got this 8 and 4 by multiplying the first 3 factors in the first group, we got 8, and then multiplying these 3 factors in the second group, 2 2s are 4, 4 1s are 4, we got the second term 4. So these 2 values are now satisfying the condition. Why? Because of now you can see 8 plus 4 is 12 here, and of course the multiplication of 8 into 4 is 32 here. So in this way we find the values by making the proper groups. Means by taking the proper values in the first group and taking the proper values in the second group. So only this much we have to think while separating this 12 away. Okay, now we have to take care of the sign also. Again we are adding the term, but here is a sign of minus, then we can take both values of minus sign. Why? Again because of minus 8 and minus 4. Again minus minus is plus, 8 plus 4 is minus 12. Because you can see the bigger term 8 is of minus sign, so you have to put here minus. And also if I will multiply this minus 8 into minus 4, then this minus minus is plus, 8 4 is 32. So both conditions are satisfying here. So write down now this a square, and of course this minus 8a, then this minus 4a, and then this plus 32. So now separately we can solve. This is the first group, this is the second group. Okay, now solve this a. First group a square is a into a, and then 8 multiplied by a. Of course this 4 into a, then plus 8 into 4. So 8 4 is 32. Like this way we can make the factors. And now you can see this a is common here, so take a common. So here is a minus 8, and of course minus sign is here. You can see 4 is common and minus is also here. You have to take this minus common also. So minus 4 is outside, only this a is inside the bracket. And I already told you, when we are taking this minus sign common, then we have to change this sign also. Here is a plus, it will become minus 8. So now you can see this a minus 8 and a minus 8 both are same. So take this a minus 8 outside of the bracket, and this a minus 4 is left inside the bracket. So these are the two factors of this polynomial. So okay, let's solve its sixth part. You can see here in the sixth part, p square minus 27p minus 28 is given to us. So okay, again first of all do the factors of this 28. I already solved. Here you can see 2 into 2 into 7 into 1. So these are the factors of this 28. Okay, now you can see here is a minus sign. It means we have to split this 27 in this way such that the subtraction of these two values should be is equal to this 27. So in this mean we have to this time subtract the values to get this 27. So now you can see, of course, then the multiplication should be is equal to 28. So now we have to see from these factors that how we can find the values. Okay, now again we have to think that how many terms we have to take into the first group and how many values into the second group to satisfy this condition. So now you can see we can take these three values in the first group. Why? Because of 7 to the 14, then 14 to the 28, and of course this one is left into the second group. So like this way we can separate the term and we find this 28 and 1. So is it satisfying this condition? You have to see this one also. After subtracting this 1 from 28, of course we got 28 minus 1 is 27, and of course 28 ones are 28. So means subtraction, after getting subtraction we got 27, and then after multiplying these two terms we got this 28. So both conditions are satisfying. So now you have to take care of the sign also. So in this case you can take this is of minus sign and this is of plus sign. Why? Because of now you can see this is minus 28 plus 1 is here. So you can see, of course, plus minus is minus, 28 minus 1 will become 27. And you can see here 28 is larger term, it has a minus sign. So write down minus sign here. And now you can see the multiplication also. We have to multiply this minus 28 with this plus 1. Then plus minus is minus 21 into 1 will become 28. So both conditions are satisfying here, even the signs also. This minus 27 and this minus 28. So now write down here, it will become p square, then minus 28p, then plus p, because of here is 1, so you can write down directly p, and then this is minus 28. And now do the factors, it will become p into p, then minus 28 into p, and then plus p is alone, single term is here, so you can do the factor like this way, p into 1, and minus 28 into 1 also. Why I am writing 1? Because of p and 28 both are different term, no any common term is here, so you can write down p into 1 and 28 into 1. So okay, now in this term, in this group you can see p is common, so this p minus 28 is left inside the bracket, then plus sign as it is. Here 1 is common, so take 1 outside, and then p minus 28 is inside the bracket. So now you can see this p minus 28 and this p minus 28 is common, so take this p minus 28 outside of the bracket, and now you can see this will become p plus 1. So this is the factors of this algebraic expression. So in this way we can solve this one. So I hope this is clear to you. So dear students, I am leaving it 7th part for you. You have to try by yourself. Okay, now I am going to solve its 8th part. Okay, in all the parts we have to apply the same steps, and then we can find the factors of the polynomial. So now you can see here also t square minus 20t plus 22 is given to us. So now I do the factors of 22 like this way. So I got these factors 2 into 11 into 1. Okay, now you have to see here again, here is a sign of plus It means now this time we have to again add the terms, means we have to split this 23 in such a way that the sum of the terms should be is equal to 23, and of course the multiplication should be is equal to 22. So okay, now you can see these are the three factors, and from these three factors we have to find the values. Okay, now we have to find the values, means we have to first of all make the groups, that how we can find the two values from these three values. Okay, I am taking these two values into the first group. How you can see 11 into 2 is become 22, and this one as a second term, means second part. Okay, now you can see here, is it satisfying the terms, the conditions? You can see this 22 plus 1 will become 23, and of course this 22 multiplied by 1 will become 22. So it means these two values are satisfying our condition. But again we have to think of the signs also, we have to take care of the signs also. So you can take both these terms of minus sign. Why? Because of this minus 2 and this minus 1. Minus minus is plus, 22 plus 1 is 23. Of course minus sign is here, you can see 22 has a minus sign, so here will be a minus sign. And of course multiplication of this 2, this minus 22 and this minus 1 also, you can see this minus minus is plus, 22 into 1 become 22. So like this way you can see both terms are satisfied. In this case this is minus 23 and this is plus 22. Okay, now solve this one. It will become t square, then minus 22t, and of course this minus 1 minus t you can write down here, and then this 22. Of course you can see if there is only a value 1, then you can directly write down the variable. It is already understood that 1 is here, so write down this minus t like this, means minus 22t, this minus t. Okay, now this t square will become t into t, and of course this 22 will become 22 into t. Then of course t is only a single term, so write down this t multiplied by 1, and then plus is here, then 22 into 1. Okay, now see this t is common here, so take t common. T minus 22 is inside the bracket, and now you can see minus sign is also here. Of course 1 is common in this case, we have to take this minus also common, so it will become minus 1, and you can see t is inside the bracket, and of course we have to change this sign now. Here is a plus sign, we have to make it minus. So of course this 22 is left inside the bracket. So now you can see these two brackets are again same. So take this t minus 22 common. Now you can see t minus 1 is inside the bracket. So like this way we can solve this one. T minus 22 and t minus 1 are the factors of this polynomial. So this is very simple also, you have to try by yourself. So okay, now let's see its ninth sum. So you can see here is z square minus 11z plus 18 is here. So again I already make the factors of this 18. So I got these factors 2 into 3 into 3 into of course this one also. So now you can see here is a sign of plus. So it means we have to now split this 11 into two parts in such a way that the sum of these two parts should be equal to 11, and of course the multiplication of these two parts should be equal to this 18. Again we have to find the values from these factors only. Again we have to make the groups, and from these groups we can easily find that two values which are satisfying these two conditions. Okay, now you can see here I am taking this two only in the first group and these three values into the second group. How you can see 3 into 3 is 9, 9 ones are 9. So like this way I got these two values. You can see these two values are again satisfying this one. How? You can see 9 plus 2 is 11 and 9 to the 18. So like this way these values are satisfying these conditions, these two conditions. So you have to think only from these values. It is a very simple thing, it is a very easy also. When you will solve by yourself, then you can easily locate the values. So you have to think only about this one, that how you can make the groups, means how you can take the values in the first group and also into the second group. Only after doing this one you can easily find these two values. Now we have to take care of the sign also. Minus sign is here, so you can see this is minus 2. We can take like this way, this minus 2 and this minus 9. Why? Because of, you can see again minus minus is plus, so it will become minus 11, because 9 is a larger term, has a minus sign, so it will become minus 11. And also if I multiply this minus 2 with this minus 9, then this minus minus is plus, then 9 to the 18. So both conditions are satisfying here by taking these values. So okay, now you can write down here z square, then this is minus 2z, and then this is 9z, and of course this 18. Okay, this is our first group and this is our second group. So solve this one, z into z, then minus 2 into z, then minus here, then 9 into z, then plus is here, then 9 to the 18. Clear? Okay, now see, you can take z common also, z is common, so here is z minus 2, and then you can take this 9 common also, but in this case you can see we have to take this minus also. So minus 9 we are taking common, you can see inside the bracket z is here, as we have taken minus common here, we have to change this sign also. Here is a plus, so it will become minus. We have taken 9 common, so here is only 2 is left. So now you can see these two brackets are same. So take this z minus 2 common, and then you can see inside the bracket this z minus 9 is inside the bracket. So these are the factors of this polynomial. So I hope this is clear to you. It is also very simple. You have to do the factors only, and from the factors you can easily find the values. So by doing this you can easily solve this sum also. So dear students, in this video I had explained first 9 sums of this exercise. So you have to do the practice of these first 9 sums after watching this video. And I will solve the next parts in my next video, and next parts are a little bit different from these parts. And what is the difference is here, you have to see this one in my next video. And still, if you have any confusion regarding these 9 sums, then you can also call me. My contact number you have, and you can also subscribe my channel to see the videos directly in YouTube. So till then, do the practice and learn mathematics. Thank you.